Well, guys, things never get dull around here. You know what I mean? I went from a tenant not paying to shingles flying off my roof in the middle of a storm. I had to climb up there. Ladder blew off the house. Had to call my neighbor to rescue me. My chimney's about to fall off the house. And now we have a full-blown, I'm talking full-scale, roach infestation in the 3-bedroom. The ones that pay the rent, you know. So here's the thing. You have to understand, I do understand their culture a little bit. They're very hardworking. They're very polite. They always want to feed you. They go to church. They don't smoke. They don't drink. You know what I mean? They're very, very polite people. But they come from a different place. So I had to try to remember where they came from to make my head not explode. Because you can't just sweep chicken under the stove and call it clean. That doesn't work. And all of the food that they eat is super fatty, fried, tons of oil, and it's a culture thing. So the women want to be fat. They want to be fat because it makes it look like they have a lot of food, and it makes them look like they came from a wealthy family. And that's what the guys want. They want fat women. So it's a lot of meat, it's a lot of grease, it's a lot of stuff, right? But I get a call from the 2-bedroom apartment. He's like, "Hey, I got a couple of roaches here. Like, we've never had them before. You might want to call over and check next door." So I'm like, "Oh God." I call next door. I'm like, "Hey, dude, do you have any roaches or bugs or anything?" He's like, "Bugs, roaches? No." I'm like, "You sure? Because next door is saying they're coming through your wall." And he's like, "Oh, you say roaches?" "Yeah, we had a couple, but I put traps down." I'm like, you mind if I come down and look?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." What I walked into, it looked like a grease nuclear explosion went off. The brand new stove that I just put in there, it's not brand new anymore. I looked under the stove and I saw chunks of chicken and rice and all kinds of stuff under there. It's like they just swept it under there. I pulled out the fridge because I knew roaches like to hide behind fridges. I do know a little bit about roaches because I used to live with similar tenants, roommates at that time from a similar area, Bangladesh. And we had mice and roaches, so I put gaskets around my doors, and I got rid of the roaches and the mice while I was living there, and they loved me for it, you know. But, yeah, roaches do not... See, I was freaking out for a minute because I thought they were coming in from outside, but then I remembered they don't just come from outside. They're hitchhikers. They come in a box, a bag. They come in packaging. They love cardboard. They love to eat the glue. And then as soon as I remembered that, it clicked. I know where the roaches came from. This dude owns a warehouse. He sells products. He can't fit all of the boxes sometimes in the warehouse, so he stacks them in the mudroom. From floor to ceiling. Bingo. A couple of roaches came in those boxes, went into that kitchen that was absolutely destroyed, and they had a food source and they exploded. I'm like, dude, why didn't you tell me? I mean, you got a bunch of kids down here. Like, why didn't you say anything? He's like, well, we just noticed it. I'm like, there's no way you just noticed this. I'm like, look at the stove. That's brand new. He's like, oh, he's like, I'm sorry, but, you know, I work 7 days a week. I can't control the kids. It's the kids. I'm like, no. You're not blaming this on the kids. The kids have nothing to do with this. It's your wife. Because in their culture, the wife stays home and does the laundry and cooks. And that's what she does. She cooks. And she cooks for everybody. And I've been down there. I've watched her cook. She splatters stuff all over the place and drops stuff on the floor and just leaves it. And they feed me all the time, which is I'm a little disturbed about now that I think about it. Yeah, I'm like, look, dude, yeah, you kind of brought this problem on, and I don't think that's fair to kind of throw that on me. And he's like, yeah, money's not a problem. He's like, no, whatever we need to do. I'm like, dude, this is affecting the other apartments now, so this needs to be taken care of. And he's like, dude, whatever it takes, I'll pay for it. It's not a problem. He keeps telling me money's not a problem. I'm like, okay. He's never been late on the rent. He always pays everything that he said he's going to pay. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, we're going with a yearly subscription. That way they can keep coming back and make sure that this doesn't happen again. And tomorrow, they came out and treated, and everybody had to leave for 2 hours. And the kids left. Everybody left. The wife had nowhere to go. She doesn't have a car. She had nowhere to go. So I'm like, hey, you can come upstairs and sit on my couch for 2 hours. I brought her up here, and I'm like, you see my stove? Your stove? Brand new. My stove, 1950. Clean. Your stove, new. No good. I'm like, I cook. I clean. And she's like, oh, yeah, very nice. You know, like super polite, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh, God. And there's like a language barrier there because the guy understands everything I'm saying, speaks clear English because he's a businessman. But everyone else, it's like, even the kids speak better English than she does, you know what I mean? I can, sometimes I have to talk to the kids and have them translate to the mom, you know? Because she doesn't understand what I'm saying. I mean, she's starting to learn a little bit. But, yeah, basically they said as hard as it is for me to just leave that down there, he's like, you have to leave it for a couple of days. Monday you can go down there and bleach and degrease and clean everything. And then I'll come back in 2 weeks and we'll bomb the place again. I'm like, all right. And I was worried, so I went around and checked the rest of the apartment, bedrooms, living room. Everywhere else was tidy, beds were made, everything was clean, no grease, no nothing, you know what I mean? It's just the kitchen, man. The kitchen is an abomination. So I'm gonna make up a story like that. I need to get some footage for the Terminex guy or something, but I'm gonna try to bring the camera down there because I know I have footage of what that place used to look like, and I'm gonna get some footage of what it looks like now. And keep in mind, they've already cleaned because I think they felt bad when I came down there. I think they were a little embarrassed about it. So they actually went down in the basement and completely organized everything. They put down mats. Everything is spotless now in the basement. The basement was also an abomination, but everything is spotless clean now down there. So I'm like, okay, maybe we're turning over a new leaf here. But I need to explain to them that, like, if you're gonna fry, you can't just use a frying pan anymore. You have to get a pot or something and fry way down in the pot so that the splatter doesn't splatter all over the kitchen. And if you are going to use a frying pan, you need to clean it right away. And basically I have to go down there and teach the women how to clean properly. So that's what I'm doing on New Year's Day. My only day off, I have to go down there and help them clean so that I can sleep at night. You know what I mean? Let's go down and see what we're dealing with here. All right, here it is. This is what it looked like before they moved in. So, two things that I replaced right because they said something about it before they moved in is they didn't like the vent hood. It was old, and it was greasy, and it was too low, so they couldn't fit pots. So I got a slimline black one, brand new. And this was an induction stove. Didn't work. Bought the place, the stove didn't work, so I trashed that and got a brand new stove, all black. You can see the kitchen sink. I mean, it's an old house, but everything is clean, pristine. You know what I mean? The floor is spotless. Behind the appliances are spotless. My whole family came and helped me clean this place out. Yeah, pay special attention to what the sink looks like right now. And that's what they're complaining now is they want a new sink. So I just got measurements because it's actually leaking under the sink, so I have to replace it now. But yeah, window trim all nice and clean. Everything's painted nice. Yeah. Let's go see what it looks like now. Yeah.
not die any.
No, it takes a little while. It takes, he said, a couple days. I think that's roach poop. I don't know. In a few weeks. All clean.
Downside blue.
Huh?
Downside.
Alright, so I want to go through this next clip with you guys, and keep in mind, they already cleaned. And I saw how they were cleaning. She took a rag, she put it in water, and then she was just wiping things down. So she was just smearing the oil around. It wasn't cleaning. I don't think they quite understood, so I showed her. We filled up a bucket, we poured bleach in it. I have like bleach burns on my hand. My right hand's all shiny right now from the bleach. And then we poured a bunch of Dawn dish soap in there too. So it was like a bleaching action and a degreaser all in one. And we wiped everything down. But yeah, that stove has been cleaned by them already. And you can see the new black vent hood there, the bottom side, the bottom panel. There was like oil droplets forming. The whole display here on the stove, you could see oil dripping down it. But she just wiped it. You can see it's all just smeared on there. The upper cabinets, you can see oil splatter all over them. I found oil splatter on the crown molding at the top. Not a ton, but there was some. And look at that sink. Holy crap. So they have been complaining about the sink for a while, since the day they moved in, but I just haven't gotten around to it because it's a weird size. But I wrote down the size. I'm gonna try to do it because it's actually leaking now, so I really do need to fix it. But look at, they put this film down to make the countertops look like granite. And I'm kind of glad they did. They must have known that they were going to destroy stuff. So, yeah, I think when I replace the sink, I'm going to request that we peel this stuff up. I just want to see how it comes up. And maybe if it comes up nice and easy, then we'll put down a new layer professionally. You know, I'll make sure every square inch of that countertop is covered, because you can see it's not covered in the back there. So when they peel this up, there's going to be a weird spot in the back. So if we're going to do it, let's do it right. You know what I mean? Oh god, look at the walls, man. And they even added that film. I noticed it was never on the walls. They just did the countertops, but then they added it to the walls. So I can imagine that there's grease splatter underneath that paper that's on the walls. So I think I'm going to request next time I go down there that we peel that all off. Oh god, man. God, I hate these bugs. Couple live ones. Not too many. It looks like a lot of them are dead. Stuck in the trap. Okay, yeah, we need to take care of this hole here.
This one how open?
Oh yeah, that comes off.
Too much, but not.
I can show him. It is all clean. And don't forget, guys, if you'd like to support the channel, head on over to my merch store. I'll leave a link in the description. It's all really good quality stuff. Now, there's all kind of goodies here, man. And there's more to come. Way more to come. We got Duke's favorite food bowl, big fluffy blankets, drawstring bags, shorts, beanies, zip-up hoodies, working class work skin, mugs, camelback water bottles, t-shirts, bug-out bags, lady shirts, and a stock list book, because there's nothing worse than writing your stock list down on a piece of cardboard, but we do it if we got to. Thanks, guys. And yes, I know, you white women out there, you're sitting there and your blood's boiling. I mean, it's boiling. What misogynist pigs! That's just how it is in their culture, you know what I mean? The women stay home, cook, clean, do laundry. They're still working on the cleaning aspect. And I think that seeing that a man had to come down there and teach the women how to clean properly, I think it was embarrassing for them. And she was rushing me out of there. She wanted help getting the fridge, the stove, and the appliances out, cleaned it all, and put it back. But once we were done with that, she was like, you leave. I finished. No, you good. You leave. Yeah, she's like, you eat lunch? I was like, no, I don't eat lunch. You eat dinner? I was like, yeah, I'm going upstairs to cook it right now. She's like, no, I cook you dinner. I'm like, no, it's really okay. I'm good. She's like, no, I cook you dinner. And if you say no, it's like disrespectful to them. So I was like, yeah, all right. A little, the roaches thing, but she's a good cook. And I'm not going to lie, I'm still going to eat it. Because I'm a misogynist pig, But I would love to see them, these white women, go over there. I would like to see you go over there and call him a misogynist pig. They won't because he's not white. It's only the white people. It's absolutely absurd. You know what I mean? And like I said, they're the nicest people on the planet. Very, very polite. She was down there trying to apologize to me the entire time. She didn't really know what the words to say, but I understood what she was saying. She was trying to apologize, and I think she gets it now, that she's got to keep it clean. And the stove's broken, actually. The brand new stove is broken. It's under warranty. So I'm going to wait until the last second, when that warranty is just about to expire, and I'm going to call it in and get a brand new stove. So hopefully that works out, and hopefully this has been a learning experience on both sides, for them and for me, and we can all kind of just make it work and move forward. And hopefully another major disaster has been averted. I do have to go spend some time down there and fix their kitchen sink and see this thing through. But once I finish that, I am going to start remodeling my bathroom. Should be coming at some point in the near future. See you later.